Because there is also a connection between yatra and yoga. In yatra, you are exploring the world outside, and the more you're going outside, the more you're discovering yourself. In yoga, you are going within, and the more you go within, the more the world outside becomes clearer. So when you combine the two and practice it together, it gives the perfect balance of perception.
You had a career that many people aspire to. You were an investment banker and a vice president at that. So you left that for travel. Why?
Because going forward, these traditional jobs are going to be taken away and going to be done by artificial intelligence. It's already happening. People will lose their jobs, so only creative jobs will remain.
Traveling all across the country even though you have a motorbike with you, it's not as easy as it may seem.
At around 5,500 meters in Sikkim Himalayas. And believe me, Darshan, like every second of that climb was an eternity, full of pain and struggle. And I was cursing myself and life, and it was so tough.
Okay, the recording has started. We're rolling into another episode of Travelers Chat, and today's guest is a former investment banker who's now a traveler, a TEDx speaker, and an author of an upcoming book. He likes to call himself Yatra Yogi Dhruv. So, Dhruv, welcome to the show. And do you want to add something to the introduction?
Thank you so much, Darshan. And no, that's a perfect introduction. Yeah, perfect.
Okay, so let's jump into the topics for the chat. So first, I would want to know, why do you call yourself Yatra Yogi? I understand Yatra means travel, but what is yogi with regards to travel?
So people started calling me Bullet Yatri because I was writing this blog called On a Bullet Yatra about
Mhm.
my motorcycle pilgrimage across all 29 states of India for 16 months in one go. So also I used to practice a lot of yoga, you know,
Mhm.
and Bullet was also referring to a motorcycle, but it was also having this second meaning, which was very violent.
Okay.
So people were like, what is this? Some people used to take it little, get scared. So I just replaced Bullet with yoga. So Yatra, Yogi.
Okay. Okay. Now, one thing I admire about people is when I see someone give up their comfort zone to pursue the life that they truly want. Now, you had a career that many people aspire to. You were an investment banker and a vice president at that. So, you left that for travel. Why?
See, once again, I will just also add to my previous answer before I
Okay.
answer this one question of yours. See, because there is also a connection between yatra and yoga. What is the connection? It's that in yatra, you are exploring the world outside.
Mm-hmm.
And the more you're going outside, the more you're discovering yourself, right? And
Okay.
in yoga, you are going within, you're exploring within. And the more you go within, the more the world outside becomes clearer. So when you combine the two and practice it together,
Mm-hmm.
it gives the perfect balance of perception.
Okay. So, the question that we came to was, why did you quit your career? So, you had a career that many people aspire to, right? What made you quit the career and go for travel?
Buddy, I didn't quit anything. I got fired from my job.
Okay.
And I took it straight to my heart. Okay, bloody, I gave 10 years of my life to this job, this career, 3 years to these people. They did not even have so much. Okay, it ended so badly. There's something wrong. And lot of things in my life are going wrong. You know,
Mm-hmm.
relationship problems, health problems, depression. I was like, screw it, yeah, screw all this. Let
Okay.
me do whatever I want for a couple of years. And I had the savings, so I just took the plunge.
Okay. Okay. So, the reason why I say you quit your career is because being fired from the job is not a big deal in my universe. So you get fired for a job, but that's not the end of your career. But you still chose to become a traveler. So are you saying that you are a traveler for 2 years and then you'll go back to this field?
No, like
No.
no, because what happens is you change while traveling in a good way. You will discover yourself. So you will become a unique person who is in tune with yourself, and you will do something which is closer to who you are, to your strength
Okay.
in life.
Okay. So now in the previous episode of this podcast, I had Candid Journeys. Okay. So he mentioned that he would not advise anybody quit their job for travel, but you've done that. So let me ask you, do you advise people to take this path?
100%.
You will
I would advise everyone to go on a journey at the right time with
at the right time.
support, with the support for sure.
Okay.
Why would I
So
not? Why would I not want to? Why would I not want somebody to aspire for something bigger? Yeah,
okay. But at the right time is the key word. At the right time. Would
at the
you
right
agree?
time.
Okay.
At the right time, you need a little bit of a saving. You need to get the family support. Whatever there are situations will come in your life like that, that you it'll be easier for you to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So you should plan a little bit. Keep it in mind. Keep the ichha. Keep your desires there very strong. Then it materializes slowly.
Wait for the right moment is important.
Yeah, but earlier
Okay.
the better. Earlier the better.
Okay. Now, what made you decide to travel the whole country instead of choosing one destination? I understand you frustrated, you depressed because you've just lost the job and many other things are going wrong. So why not decide on one good destination where you can enjoy yourself? But you decided to instead travel all across India, all 29 states on a motorbike, that too. So why that?
I wanted to explore India. This is सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदुस्तान हमारा. सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदुस्तान हमारा. हम
Okay.
बुलबुले हैं इसके ये गुलसिता हमारा. क्या है इस कविता में? चलो सारा देश देखे हमारा. You know,
Okay.
and the more time you spend, the more cumulative the benefits and the excitement and the fun of it.
Hmm. So let me ask you, let's go a bit deeper into your journey, your yatra. So how did you plan your days? Did you know that today you're going to sleep here or today you're going to stay here and from here you will go to this point, or it was just unplanned, random?
The only thing I plan is the direction. I knew I
Okay.
was leaving home in September, so I knew I had to go south first from Mumbai.
Okay.
So I reached a stop. Like from here I went to Pune, and then I said, okay, where next? Then to go Kolhapur, because it's within
Mhm.
my radius of 200 kilometers. I had just started motorcycling, so that was my radius. Kolhapur, then next Goa, then next, like that. Once you reach a destination, then you know the next destination. Nothing is planned
Okay. And
except direct.
where did you stay? So how were your accommodations like? Did you stay in hostels or hotels or how?
I always have three requirements in my stay. One is it should be clean bed sheet and a room.
Okay.
Second is I should get a good view.
So you're not a
Or
budget traveler.
no, I am a budget traveler,
Okay.
and I noticed some of the best views are in the cheapest of the places.
Okay.
Because when you're in the nature, jungle, or in the deep in the nature, where there are no human settlements, how much will it cost you to stay there?
Right. So tell me what's the most unusual place that you spent your night at?
There are so many unusual places. So, for
Hmm.
example, let me say, in the first month of my journey, I was sleeping in a jungle hut with
Okay.
those eerie noises, and the windows were not shutting properly. This was
Hmm.
in Kurg.
In Kurg.
In a Kurg is a big area. So in that there was a small village, and under there was a coffee plantation jungles.
Hmm.
So uh, over there was nobody for like a few kilometers around, and I was worried about snakes because the windows were open, and the general sounds and the winds of the jungle. it was a very stormy night, and the fury of nature, where there are less humans, can be a
Hmm.
little overwhelming.
So were
So,
you
like,
staying alone in that hut?
yeah, alone in that hut. Like the little bit ahead was the owner's hut,
Hmm.
but in my hut and my owner's hut, there was a little distance, but there was no one else around. So, like that, there were river banks, mountains, beaches, Naxal areas. In fact, the diversity in India is so much that there is everything is unusual and mostly in a good way.
Sure. So now traveling all across the country on a, even though you have a motorbike with you, it's not as easy as it may seem. So did you go through any difficult situations that may have made you think about quitting or going back? This is too difficult, like bike breaking down or some other difficult situations. Did you ever face that?
Everything I faced. Like my bike breaking down has broken down many times for many, many reasons. In fact, except the engine, all the parts have been replaced, including the fuel pump and the tires and uh, the brake and fuel. All lots of parts have been changed. And I also faced a lot of weather issues and encounters with police, army people, dangerous people, this, that, and lot of challenges. But the worst was, I would say, when I had an accident and there was a rib cage injury,
Okay.
and the doctor said that you need 1 month rest.
On your
No,
journey.
yeah, on my journey, no motorcycling, and
So
that's
what
when
did
a
you
thought came in my mind that I go back home, and it was just a thought, not a feeling. So I
Okay.
took rest for 1 month in Varanasi,
Okay.
and after that I continued.
Okay, great. Okay. Now people like to listen to travelers because they like stories that they have to tell. So can
Hmm.
you share some moments that have stayed with you, some incident that you will never forget from your journey?
Well, there are so many incidences, that you would never forget, and so I'll just share one maybe.
Hmm.
It's like the best has to be the Himalayas for me personally, and at probably at the highest that I was ever gone trekking at around 5,500 meters in
Hmm.
Sikkim Himalayas. And believe me, Darshan, like every second of that climb was an eternity, full of pain and struggle. And I was cursing myself and life. And, it was so tough. There was no oxygen in my lungs, And
Hmm.
I stayed in that place in a hut over there, 5,500 meters for 10 days. And in a hut, all ice around. And there was an earthquake,
Okay.
in 2015, the Nepal earthquake, it hit there also. So luckily, I'll just say that I saw the fury of the mountains and what landslides can do. You
Okay.
know, it's very frightening. It's like
Hmm.
a scene from the movie. There's recent movie where the guy is climbing an Everest. Forgot the name of the movie.
I
So
don't
it's
watch movies. Hmm.
okay. So anyway, so it's
Hmm.
there's a book also on this. So this is how it went, and it was just out of the world and frightening. And let's just say I survived
So
and I
were
came back alive.
you with a group of people there, or how you were alone?
Yeah, yeah. We were a group of people on a mountaineering course.
Hmm.
So it was and they had gone some other direction. Some people had gone. Some people actually got hurt. You know,
Hmm.
and calls were pouring in from all over because it was an international news. Like, are you safe and this and that.
Hmm. Okay. Now, Dhruv, you become a public speaker now. I saw
Hmm.
some of your speeches, your TEDx speech from Hinduja College, and one other speech also. Now, did you have that kind of a confidence always, or travel has something to do with shaping up your personality in that way to give you that confidence?
So I was very nervous, man. Like my lips used to tremble on a stage whenever I had to speak. And well, travel did have something to say because I did have a story to tell. I think it's like I really deep dive into it during my first talk. It's like swimming or cycling where you need some kind of guidance and practice. So a book or maybe a teacher could go a long way in getting that skill.
Hmm. So how do you get invited to talks? Like how did you get invited to TEDx?
See, one of my followers on the blog was a TED event organizer. So he
Hmm.
was following my page for almost 1.5 years, and he loved my journey and my posts. So he kind of invited me to apply for it, and the curation team selected me.
Okay, that's great, man. So now from you just mentioned your page. So let me just tell the viewers about your page. His Facebook page, guys, has more than 60,000 followers. And when I looked at the number, I didn't know why he has so many followers. But then I started going through his posts and I understood why he has so many followers. The anecdotes that you share on your Facebook page, along with the picture that you put. So I think it's one of the best travel pages on Facebook. So guys, if you are interested in travel, check out his page Yatra Yogi Dhruv, and you will love it. So it's a great page. I loved it. So before, when I was waiting for you to arrive for this call, I was just going through that page, and it was like a breeze. I didn't feel the time passing. It was so immersive. Anyway, so let's move on.
You can also find me on Instagram and YouTube also now.
Yeah, he has a YouTube channel also. Now, you said when you returned from your yatra, you returned to Run of Kutch, and your father and some media people greeted you there. So, how did you get in the eyes of media?
I used to comment a lot on travel articles online, travel
Mhm.
pages, travel articles. I used to comment on them. So one day, this girl she responded to my comment, and we just got chatting and everything. And she was very impressed with the mission that I
Mhm.
was on, and she just said, "Okay, why don't we do a feature on you?" And she was a journalist from Bangalore,
Okay.
from this newspaper called Deccan Herald. So
Hmm.
within the first month of my trip only, I got this hook of media. So I thought
Okay.
it'll be a great way to connect with people. So wherever I used to go, I used to try to contact some news people
Okay.
because they also need one article or a couple of features for you. And they say, oh, this one Deccan Herald has done it. So chalo, we will also do it. So then the Hindu did it. Then
Okay.
Hindu said, oh, Hindu karne, okay, Times will also do it. Like that, it just follows. So like this, I kept on doing it. And I
Hmm.
met some amazing people. I met the Home Minister of India. I met Sadhguru. I met some Bollywood actors. So it just the journey just kept on going, getting better and better. And finally, then I got featured in Doordarshan
Okay.
uh, on their annual program called Good News India. 1st of January 2017, they selected 4 people across India for something positive that they've done,
Hmm.
and one of them was me.
Oh, great. Great. So, how many articles have been written about you, or how many interviews have you done?
Oh, I've lost count of the articles now. I don't really. I mean, it's not. I'm not boasting, but I'm just saying. Interviews I just started recently, so because of these live sessions have become popular during this
Hmm.
corona and everything. So I think this is maybe my sixth or seventh.
Okay. So in what way travel has changed you? In what way are you a changed person after completing that journey?
Well, like I don't know. I can't say that, because I would love to say, oh, I've changed in this positive way on my own. Lekin, I
Mhm.
think what people say counts, like one of my close friends said that I have become more daring and entrepreneurial and
Okay.
that I can adjust anywhere.
Okay.
So this is
That is,
a this is good thing for me, like to hear that.
yeah, of course. Now, I learned that you've started your second trip also again across the country, and you had to stop that because of COVID situation. But why did you start the second trip? Were you not satisfied with the with one trip? What was left?
Well, Darshan, it's really not possible to see everything in 16 months in India, you know. Like
Hmm.
I honestly feel if you want to see the full country, even 7 lifetimes are not enough because there's so much in every state, you know. And I actually, I think travel is a very healthy activity, and there are a lot of benefits of traveling. And I actually made a YouTube video on this, which is titled 10 Reasons Why I Should Travel All Over India Again. So it's there are so many things. Yeah, you learn a lot from traveling, and I just wanted to travel as long as I can.
So, but after you covered the country once, would you not want to travel abroad, see some other new places?
Yeah. So that's what I did. Now this time, what I decided was that when I first started, I said I should see my country first.
Hmm.
You know? So I did that, and then I have now decided to do Akhand Bharat Yatra. Means Bharat means those countries which were part of India at some point of time in history.
Like which
So
countries?
so there are 7 countries like this: Sri Lanka,
Hmm.
Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan, Myanmar, Afghanistan, and Pakistan.
Okay.
So so I started this Akhand Bharat Yatra. I did Sri Lanka, and then this Corona hit. So
Okay. So in the second round, you are covering these countries also, which were earlier part of India.
mm,
Okay, I understand. Okay. So now that you have left your career as an investment banker, how do you
mm.
plan to make a living?
Well, I have many skills that I can develop to make a living. Now I'm a public speaker.
Mm-hmm.
I've given more than a dozen talks. I'm writing a book. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I do one-on-one yogic counseling for people who are in some worry. Usually, I don't charge for this because I
Mm-hmm.
don't feel that gyan is something that you can sell. So I just leave a tip box, and if anybody wants to give anything, it's fine. If not, nothing. So you can book a session.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I even trade in the stock market because I was a banker. So
Right.
and this is something you can do while traveling. You just need an internet connection and a laptop. So many ways to make money, yaar. I have listed down so many streams. Now all I have to do is just pick one stream. Like I write the book and then go along it. See how it goes.
Mm. And you have a YouTube channel also. So do you have any big plans for the channel?
See, video is a great way to share stories and my message to all those interested in yoga, in traveling, and living an off the beaten path life. You know, because
Mm-hmm.
going forward, these traditional jobs are going to be taken away, and going to be done by artificial intelligence. It's already
Mm-hmm.
happening. People will lose their jobs. So only creative jobs will remain, digital creative jobs. So this is the way that direction the world is moving in, and I just want to guide people in that.
Okay. Okay. Now, in one of your interviews, I saw that you were with the host. You were discussing on the title of the book. So, I would like to ask you: have you decided on the title of the book finally?
Yeah, I think I have. I
Would you
would
like
like
to
to
share?
call it. Yeah, the title of my book will be On a Bullet Yatra.
On a bullet,
Because
bullet
on a
yatra.
bullet yatra,
Hmm.
there are one or two reasons. Like I want the book to be for the reader to experience it as if he himself is going on a bullet yatra, and it's also starts with English on very nice English words, bullet. So now you're half English, half Hindi because bullet Hindi में तो बुल्ट तो मतलब
Mm-hmm.
motorcycle ही होता है. And it
Mm-hmm.
ends with yatra. So it's a journey from India to Bharat. It's a journey from depression to Anand.
Mm-hmm.
It's a journey from hedonism to spirituality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if I go by your Facebook page, the anecdotes that you write, I think you are a great writer, and the book is going to be a very well written book because I can see your writing already. So people check out his Facebook page. you will get to see his writing, the way he writes, the way he describes places and people and his anecdotes. So if that's how his book is going to be, then I am thrilled for that book. So I'm very. So when is it expected? Any idea? Tentative?
Yeah. See, I'm a purist kind of a person. I I do something then I do fully and properly, you know. So
Hmm.
I have read I think around 7, 8 books on how to write, you know, and I have this process. Okay, I will take my own time, but I will
Hmm.
come out with a book that when somebody reads it, he will
Hmm.
laugh, he will cry, he will dance, and when the book is over, he will miss me, you know.
Okay, I'm looking forward to reading it.
Yeah.
Now we are approaching 30-minute mark, and we would like to keep it around 30 minutes. So I have one very important question for you. There would be many people who won't be able to relate with you. So what would you say to people who say that they don't have money like you to buy a new motorbike and go traveling for a year? How would you sell to them the idea of travel?
Look, my advice to these people is think of travel as an education.
Hmm.
You found the money to go to school, college for 15, 20 years of your life. Okay. You found the money to pay your fees and go do everything which the school told you. You found so much time, you know, and then in the end, you end up working for someone else,
Hmm.
under somebody else. Huh? Why not go on a journey and learn about life to create your own destiny? Give it a shot for a year, yeah. If you think of it like this, you will find the money to and the family support to do this. And trust me, it's far less cheaper than how much you spend on your school and college.
Okay, yeah, that's a great advice. So, but wait for the right moment, I would say, before you quit your job. Because I don't want anybody to take a wrong advice from this podcast. Okay, somebody did this, so I have to do it, and then don't spoil your life like that.
It's like if you're going on a journey, you decide your duration. If you
Mm-hmm.
say you're going to go for 2 months, 3 months, you should have at least this much money to to see you through for 6 months, double the buffer,
Sure.
and then your family should be there. कि नहीं बेटा तू जा आशीर्वाद लेके जाना. You
Mm-hmm.
know, because you don't want to go on the road and fight with your parents. कि नहीं, I don't want to come back, and they're like, come back, come back. वो सब मेरे साथ हुआ है, and then those things don't work. So
Mm-hmm.
these are the two
Yeah.
main things. Or job, you will find something, another job, यार.
Mm-hmm.
You'll find another job. It's not like uh, बाप दादा के जमाने का यार एक आदमी ने जिंदगी में एक दो कंपनी में काम किया ज्यादा से ज्यादा 3 कंपनी में. आज तो यार 1, 2 साल में वैसे भी लोग जॉब बदल देते हैं. तो
Mm-hmm.
फाइंड लाइक between a job, fit in a journey, yaar.
Yeah. Okay. So Dhruv, now tell people where they can find you. They have you have a Facebook page. We already talked about that. Apart from that, you mentioned Instagram, your YouTube channel. Where else?
You can find me on my page Yatra Yogi Dhruv on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. My mission is the well-being of the world, you know, and I would promote yoga as a way of lifestyle because right now, as you can see during Corona time, everyone is having so much of emotional turmoil and
Mm-hmm.
suffering of so many types. So only spiritual knowledge can give permanent cure to all suffering. Otherwise, everything else is temporary.
Okay. So on this note, we will end this chat, and we're going to put all your links in the description of this video. Thank you for making the time for this chat, Dhruv. It was nice talking to you, and I'm looking forward to reading your book and hope that it comes soon. All the
Yeah,
best.
thank you so much, Darshan. I also really enjoyed this chat, and I have to tell you this that it was very different from all the other previous interviews that I've done because I think it was very well researched and you
Mhm.
gave me a good heads up on what to expect, what not to expect. And the best part was you said, "Ke yaar, I'm going to ask you everything under the sun. There is nothing that you are hiding. No holes barred interview. Thank you so
Yeah.
much."
Okay. All the best.
Gautam Buddha was asked,
what is the biggest mistake we make in life. He replied, the biggest mistake is you think you have time. Human life is precious and wasting it is the biggest sin. The purpose of life is to live and live totally, to explore every aspect of life. I quit a career in investment banking. For 1.5 years, I traveled across all 29 states of India on my bike. It was an experience of more than a lifetime. In my TED Talk, I spoke about why you should come out of your cage and go on a journey to explore the unknown. Because if you do that, you will grow as a person and happiness will chase you. But the real journey is within.